Good morning everyone. Welcome to Vidya Lakshmi YouTube channel. So today we start a new topic, rocket propulsions. In previous slides we have discussed about that conservation of linear momentum. We start one derivations and finally we conclude this initial momentum is equal to final momentum. And today we start an interesting topic, that is rocket propulsions. So what is rocket propulsions is nothing but it is mainly based on the two principles. One is law of conservation of linear momentum and as well as the Newton's third law of motions. So in this case you know very well what is Newton's third law of motions. For every action there is an equal and opposite reaction, and based on this principle the rocket propulsions is mainly moving to the forward. And second one is the law of conservation of linear momentum. So conservation of linear momentum, you know that after collisions equal to before collisions, and otherwise we called as the linear momentum. If there is no change in the linear momentum, as long as the no net external force it will be act on them. So this two concept the rocket propulsions it will be working on. So we will start that propulsion. Yes. So what is the explanation of rocket propulsions? First, the rocket are filled with the fuel. The fuel is like either liquid fuel or solid fuel in the propellant tank. And next step, when the rocket is fired. So when the rocket is fired and the fuel is burned and the hot gas is ejected. Okay, so this is the first step. When the rocket is filled with the fuel, any fuel you have to take a solid fuel or liquid fuel in filled with the propellant tank, and next step the rocket it will be fired. So rocket will be fired, and next third step the fuel is burned and the hot gas is ejected, and next step the high speed from the nozzle of the rocket, the high speed of the nozzle from the rocket it will be we are producing H momentum, it will be a high energy it will be forming. So this balance, this momentum is equal and opposite reaction forces produced. In before slides I explained the rocket propulsion is mainly based on these two principles. One is Newton's third law of motion and conservation of momentum. So in this case Newton's third law is applying. So every action there is the opposite reaction is produced. So in this combustion chamber which makes the rocket project it will be move forward. Okay, now you clear all of you. So the rocket is moving to forward. First principle is Newton's third law of motion. And next, so it will be easy to understand. So first step m1 v1, the m1 v1. So m is nothing but mass and v is the velocity. And next m2 v2 and third step m3 v3. So in this case first the rocket is moving, the m1 is greater than m2 and greater than m3, and second the velocity you have to compare, v1 is less than v2 is less than v3. Okay, and next while in this motion the mass of the rocket is gradually decreases. So how to the rocket weight it will be decreases means the fuel is completely burn out. Okay, the propellant tank it will be filled with the fuel means the rocket mass it will be high. So the fuel is completely burn out means the mass of the rocket it will be gradually decreases. Okay, and next there is a no net external force is acting on it. Okay, and the linear momentum of the system is conserved. So in this case we have to explain the second conservation of momentum. Okay, in previous slide there is a two main principle we are using now. One is Newton's third law of motion and other one is law of conservation of momentum. So in first step the rocket it will be move forward, the Newton's third law of motions we are using. Okay, and second case in this case we are using the law of conservation of momentum. So what is the concept of law of conservation of momentum? If there is no net external force act on the body, the linear momentum is changed. Okay, now we clear all of you. So this is the two concept we are using the rocket propulsion. So in this case the momentum of the system is conserved and the mass of the rocket is decreases. So mass of the rocket is decreases and the velocity it will be increases. Okay, the weight of the object, you consider any one example. So, you running some distance, you take some weight, okay, for example, it will be a less amount of velocity, okay. Suppose you have no weight of you not bring any object, means your velocity, your speed, it will be increases. In the same concept, the mass of the rocket, it will be decreases, means the velocity, it will be increases, okay. And next step, after it reaches one stage, it reaches a velocity, sufficient velocity, it will be reaches, means what happened is just escape from the gravitational pull of the earth, okay, it just escape. So, that velocity we called as a escape velocity. So, it is one of the important 2 more questions also in this chapter, laws of motion, escape velocity. So, what is escape velocity? So, in this stage it reaches the maximum velocity and which is sufficient to just escape from the gravitational of the earth, and this velocity is called as a escape velocity, okay. So, now we clear all of you. So, this is a concept of rocket propulsions. So, main 2 principles we are using the rocket propulsion. One is Newton's third law of motion and law of conservation of momentum. And next we will move to Newton's universal law of gravitation. So, what is the main concept of universal law of gravitation? The force is directly proportional to product of their 2 masses and inversely proportional to square of the distance between them. So, this is the 2 main concept we are using the universal law of gravitation. Okay, now you clear all of you. So, you have to consider distance between the 2 objects is r, and this is F1 for object A force, F2 for object B force, and what is the concept of Newton's universal law of gravitation? The force is directly proportional to product of 2 masses, that is m1 and m2, and inversely proportional to square of the distance between them, okay. So, what is the distance between the 2 objects? That is r. So, F is inversely proportional to r square and directly proportional to product of their 2 masses, okay. So, what is the concept of directly proportional and inversely proportional? Means directly proportional, suppose the force it will be increases, means the mass of the object is also increases, okay. And what is inversely proportional? Means the force it will be the force it will be increases, means the square of the distance r it will be decreases, okay. Directly proportional means if both are increases and both are decreases, but inversely proportional concept is one increases means one it will be decreases, one decreases means one it will be increases, okay. So, this is the concept of Newton's universal law of gravitation, okay. And next we start the derivation gravitational force between the 2 masses, okay. So, you have to consider there is a 2 object, one is A and B object, and the masses is m1 and m2, and the distance between the 2 objects is r, okay. Next we start that, let m1 and m2 be the masses of the 2 bodies, and A and B are placed at the distance r, that is small r. So, what is the universal law of gravitation? The force is directly proportional to m1 and m2 and the inversely proportional to square of the distance, okay. So, we have to combine this above 2 expression, we can write F is directly proportional to m1 and m2 divided by r square, okay. So, in this case you have to remove the directly proportional, means we can include one constant term, so that is called as a capital G, okay. F is equal to capital G m1 m2 by r square. So, this is the Newton's universal law of gravitational formula, F is equal to capital G m1 m2 by r square. Thank you.